What's going on, fellas? You're on All-22, coming back with another video. Demeco Ryan's update time. Added some stuff in there. Going to look at some tape here in a second, but I just wanted to show you what it is in case you wanted to just get the information and bounce. Definitely, we talked about last time, the 5.2 is in there, okay? We know that's part of the deal. We're going to see a little bit of this. We're going to have to use big nickel over to G to use a little bit of the single linebacker blitz stuff that I see a lot. Single safety blitz stuff that I see. I like to bring that safety, especially off the weak side, the free safety. We added in Sugar Week. Okay, Sugar Week is something that shows up a little bit. You get that nice, basically wide 9 defense at a dime, and then you get the linebacker standing over the center. Okay, so coverages are real basic from what we see and what we do. Okay, so that's not going to be anything crazy. You can always add to this stuff. And then the other one is nickel triple. Okay, this is a big thing that I missed. My apologies. We're seeing on the tape. This is a situation where we're going to get basically 3 guys on one side, 3 defensive linemen on one side of the center. Okay, and then you're going to get your linebacker kind of like stand up as a 3 technique. And sometimes he'll blitz, sometimes he won't. A lot of stunts come out of this. A lot of stunts like I forgot, like DE stunts and whatnot, and TE stunts kind of happen out of this. So you get like a 3-man type of stunt. It's hard to recreate this in Madden, but maybe we'll try. Okay, but we definitely want to get this look in there. All right, a good 3rd down defense. Also, something that I added in there was I see a little bit of 2 invert. Okay, something that I wasn't aware that he used. It makes sense because there's so much disguise in the defense. And when we watch some tape, we'll see a lot of single high disguise because they play a lot of cover 3 as their base. So they show cover 3 a lot, and then they get in sometimes into all their other coverages. And there are some things that we can do in Madden, especially when you use the wide front. And I've talked to about guys on Patreon already. And we're going to do an update video on Patreon after this as well, just to kind of give some of the nitty gritty of how we're going to try to work through things. And also how we're going to play some 4-zone and 6-zone. Okay, we're not going to play match coverage on some of our zones. This because I think I know the reason why. Okay, and I think it really has to do a lot with the type of offenses that they see. Okay, so I have a theory, and I'm going to try to work it out in Madden. I don't have it perfected yet. I've been using it in some games. It's been working pretty well versus some people who don't expect it. But most people expect it. It's going to be hard to, Anyway, let's just get to the film. I hope you guys like this. I'm just going to kind of show you a couple clips here and take a look at it. All right, so first one up, I think was a linebacker, was a safety pressure. Let me see if I can go back on this one. Yeah, look at number 5 at the top. So they're showing their 4-down lineman, and then he's going to come off the edge on the weak side. So you're going to see some of that. Are they playing man or zone with it? That's the question I got to take a look at. Take a look at this. It looks like it's man-to-man. Definitely, I mean, you can't really tell because of the type of route it was, but that's something that we want to make sure we do as well, okay? And look at this look here. So this is actually a double mug look, okay? So right now, you have 2 linebackers that are walked up into the A-gaps, okay? Right here in the middle, okay? And then you have the free safety, what we used to call FUP, from an offensive standpoint, free safety up, all right? So this would be kind of similar to calling 2 invert, okay, out of double mug. Okay, so we have that in the book right now. And what you're going to see is that corner is going to show, and then he's going to fly out. Right? And then this safety is going to come over and play high field. They're going to play high field to this side of the field. So let's take a look at this. I think this would be good to add to the package. This is not an all the time thing, but this is a good sometimes thing to add. Let's take a look at this. So you get the cover 2 invert, 3rd and medium situation, 3rd and 7. So, there's also a little bit of hot pressure stuff that they will do. We'll talk about that later. I'll probably add that to the Patreon video later on, but just want to make sure everybody who's running the defense kind of gets an idea of what's going on. So let me try to go find some disguises that we can talk about. All right. Okay, here's a situation you're going to see sometimes. They get into 3 buzz. They play zone 3 buzz a lot. They show it out at 2 high shell. looks like they use this more on third down, third and long. So I think it's something that we can use in our package on third down. So let's take a look at it real quick. So you got the two high shell, and you see this safety here, how he sits down, right? He doesn't really move. He's pretty much sits at the sticks. So that's something to worry about. In the game, we have three buzz seam, and we have some three buzzes mixed in there in some of the packages. If it's seam, I would just make sure match is turned off. Okay, you don't want to play seam rules out of that right now. You just want to play spot drop. We're going to talk about the spot drop. You can see how we talked about how those backers, they really don't get a lot of width. So we got to try to figure out how to kind of recreate that in Madden a little bit if needed. We'll see. I have some theories, okay? Let's try to find some new plays here. Okay, let's take a look at this one. One thing I want to talk about too is just the theory of in this defense, since we're not playing match all the way, okay, when we play our cover threes or any type of coverage, really, don't forget the backside corner. If you have a dude, and again, this is going to probably apply to maybe next year, next Madden. Maybe this one is not going to be that great because press isn't that good. But we're going to press that backside corner. We're going to meg him. Okay, we're going to man everywhere he goes. And that really makes life a little bit easier for all the guys to that side of the field. Okay, so don't forget that. That happens a lot. Take a look at this. This is going to turn into a three buzz weak. You're going to see the weak side safety coming down. Okay. And also, again, somebody might say this is quarters coverage with a coach, and it could be, so that's something that you got to take a look at. And the way that this, the opposite safety doesn't move off his quarters track here. So this safety up here stayed right back on this line. So maybe it is actually just quarters coverage. We're megging the bottom, and he's still using poach rules. Okay, so that's something to take a look at. Not 100% sure what we're looking at there, but it could be three buzz week or it could be quarters. Okay. And either or, that's going to be good for us when we're playing defense because people may not know exactly what it is. Okay. So that's going to help us out a little bit from a disguise standpoint naturally. All right. Let's take a look at another play. Okay. I'm cutting this up for you guys so you don't have to watch all the plays. I found one on the very next drive, the very first play of the next series. So you can kind of see how they start their alignment. And again, I'm going to talk about some tricks and tips for guys to try to get this kind of alignment on Patreon later on. But we get to basically cover six right here. Okay, so we start with the safety down, right? The weak safety. It's always the weak safety that you want to be down for the most part, right? And then he's going to get out of there and he's going to play half field. So he starts down here like he's going to play cover three. Then he gets back out, plays half field. Okay. And then over here, it looks like we're playing quarters to this side. Let's take a look at it. And just so you know, guys, I'm going to make a Patreon video for the DB school. Pretty much this whole game, the first three quarters, it was a blowout. But I'm just going to run the tape. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk over it. It's just going to be tape for you to watch. If you want to get some clues on this stuff, if you want to kind of just watch some game film, you may not have access to this stuff. So I want to make sure those guys have access to it first and foremost. Okay. Let me see if they disguise on this one as well. Oh, they just play cover three on this one. And then take a look at this linebacker in the middle, right? So this is, I think, something unique too. Again, not 100% sure how we're going to replicate it. I have some theories. Maybe you guys could think of some too. But the middle linebacker in cover three, okay, usually it's the weak side linebacker, okay? So this is the safety that's down. That's your free safety that's down. This linebacker right there, okay? Anytime it's 3-by-1, it looks like he's trying to almost looking like he's a middle read runner, okay? Looking for any type of over routes like that. And that comes from I think the old Seattle way of playing it. They played so much cover three that they pretty much had to take care of some of the holes in cover three. So that weak side seam area was taken care of by the linebacker, who had a turn and run. So I remember talking to somebody who coached Salah, told me that that's how he teaches it. So that could have been a little bit interesting there because it looks like the corner just, I think he just saw the ball come out. I think that's cover three still. You saw the ball come out. I don't know. Those guys are talking to each other though. All right, let's see what other plays we got. Okay, the very next play here, we have an example of a single pressure, kind of like talking about Jim Swartz. In this defense, you need to bring linebackers and safety sometimes and have them run through their run gaps. So that's easy to see here. This linebacker is shooting through a B gap. Now, the coverage underneath, is it cover one or is it more of like a zone pressure look, right? I think honestly, you can call cover three and then just have that guy blitz. And if you're playing the rules of potentially not necessarily matching, you can kind of get the same result here. Okay, we're going to have to change some of the techniques, but you see the backside corner, right? Pressed, taking him away, Meg. Very interesting. See, the funny thing is, like, how do you play Meg, right? How do you play Meg on the backside to 2x2 without matching your safety on number two? So there's probably zone pressure rules here. We probably are playing team flats with our number twos when we're blitzing for sure. Okay, but still, there could be people could get you. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't want to say exactly what they're doing. I didn't coach in the system, but off the tape, I need to get some more examples. You know what I mean? Let's try to find a couple more clips and then we'll get out of here. And again, just a reminder, guys, on the Patreon, you guys, you're part of the DB school or the coordinator crew. You guys will get this full tape of just not me talking, just the video. Okay, so if you want to watch the game, and then my goal is also tomorrow, so to kind of put up a tape of the Jets defense. I want to see what they look like. They play a lot more quarters. I want to see how they compare. Okay, and then we're gonna break this down. And then also in one of my leagues, one of the leagues that just joined recently, the USFL. I'm gonna be running the Demeco Ryans defense. The same book that you can download. I'm gonna run the exact same book. So I'm not gonna add in all the extra stuff that I'm having some different fronts. I'm gonna keep it real bare bones and just try to see if it works. Okay, and see how it works well. If it works in this current Madden, but then we're going to carry into the beta. We're going to carry into next year, and it'll probably be the number one defense I'm running because I am a Niners fan, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get back to the same defense. So we'll have motivation, right? All right, let me go look for some more clips, and I'll come right back. Here's an example of cover six. A little bit of disguise, not too much. You're going to see the safety at the top of the screen, so he's kind of like in no man's land, and he backs up. Got half field at the top of the screen. At the bottom, we get quarters. Okay. Another thing I noticed is that the nickel to the side, the safety to the side of the nickel, the safety to the passing strength, they play their quarters technique really deep. I noticed that from the 49ers film as well. I always wondered why they play so deep. And I think it's because of the nickels technique and how it's a little bit different, how it's taught different. You know what I mean? All right, here goes an example of what we're gonna try to kind of get. No, this is not really it. This is more like to the front. You're gonna get this type of look when you call triple a little bit. This linebacker will be standing over here in this B gap over here where the mouse is. Okay. Um, we're trying to get some funky fronts here. I think there might be something that we can use even in the quarter package. I might be tempted to add that in as well, but I'm trying not to mess up the book, try to make it look clean still. But anyway, just want to let you guys know that we're going to try to get some stuff here where we can get some better pass rush. I know that's one of the weaknesses that people probably say on Madden is, well, I'm not going to get a pass rush rushing four every time. I'm not going to get anything like that. So we're going to have to use some double mug looks, things like that. All right. And this next one here, this looks like this is actually quarters coverage for sure. Again, is it three buzz? Is it quarters? Not really sure, right? Because it looks like this safety right here is walking over. Is he poaching number three? Right? Hard to tell when this safety over here at the bottom plays so deep. Is he playing middle field or is he playing quarters? Right? And then it's kind of nondescript with our quarter flat defender because he's kind of playing a zone version of his coverage. So the only thing that's really consistent again is this backside corner playing press. We got, it looks like I mean, the way this guy went out and matched him right now, I would think this is quarters coverage. Okay. And that would be something that I would think people would try against his offense. And another reason why, if you use this in a video, if you use this in Madden, A lot of people are comfortable just throwing it to what I call auto flat right now. They just get the ball out and just throw it out to the flat. I can't see how playing soft zone would be good versus that, you know? I don't think people would try to take advantage of that, but at least they're throwing the ball 5 yards and not 50 yards down the field, right? All right, here goes an example of just, I think this is what I was trying to get with the kind of the dime sugar package ad. So take a look at this from the end zone, right? This is the double, this is basically wide nine with the linebacker stand up in the face of the center. Okay. He drops out. I think they play cover two in this one. They play it from a press position, kind of make it look like two man a little bit. So again, just trying to add to the playbook, trying to make it better. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to get some games in here pretty soon. I'm also using a lot of these strategies in my current leagues too. I'm kind of like mixing it up, practicing it as well. So we'll make this the last series here, guys. See the single high look here? This is definitely a pressure, right? So again, this would be, I know this is, I thought it was a screen. It was the guy just came through clean, but this would be like the nickel. This was the nickel triple look. Okay. I think in Madden, let me just get my pen out real quick. I think in Madden, they have, this guy's going to be a little bit tighter. It's not going to be that far, but he is going through this gap. You got this, and this is the linebacker that's walked up. Sometimes he backs out, sometimes he comes, right? You get a 5-man rush. And I've seen like Jim Schwartz's defense, they take like Myles Garrett and have him like stunt inside. When they do this outside, step up and come under. I forgot the name of that stunt. There's a name of that 3-man game right there. But anyway, just wanted to show you that because we're going to add that to the package. Let me go back and see the coverage real quick. And we'll end it after this one. Okay, so they do just bring 5. They try to do a little stuntage. Again, is it cover 1? Is it 3 seam or 3 match principles? It doesn't really matter. It kind of plays out the same way here. All right. So just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. All right. And I'm going to go update the book. I'll do it right now for you. So you guys know that changes were made. All right. So, like I said, we added in some new stuff in there. We added in triple, we added in sugar week. And I think that's it, man. I think that's pretty much all we added in. So let's just go out. Let me just show you. I'm just going to add it to the share and I will update the playbook later on when it comes to the total playbook. If anybody's, first time you want the playbook, all right? So let's go share my files. Big Fangio is still there. I played 2 games with it. One game wasn't good. One game was good. One game was bad. It's the game that was bad. Just kind of, I don't think I actually played poorly. I think I just was outmatched by a team that just had a quarterback that has abilities to get and throw the ball lightning fast. So I couldn't really do much against it. But there's some things I think when it comes to the defense, the Fangio defense, that I'm going to get better at. And I think this is going to be better down the line. Okay. So I'm still working on that. I wish I could have used it in the USFL, but unfortunately, um, can't build the team to be a Fangio team in 1 year and one off season. I would have had to make a lot of trades, and I just wasn't for it. So the team is kind of set. I'm playing with the Chiefs. It's kind of set to be a better cover 3 team, a little bit more of it's already a 4-down team. I don't want to have to move anybody around, especially guys with abilities. You know what I mean? So to me, that's just the way to go. All right. So 5:15 update here. Oh, I hate when they do that. Sometimes when they have the profound language crap, I don't know, certain numbers just don't work. So I'm gonna go 5:14, and that works. Okay. So all right, guys, appreciate you guys being a part of the YouTube. Come over to the Patreon. I'm gonna make a specific video about this, about some of the techniques I'm gonna attempt, and we're gonna kind of work on it together. Anybody who's using this in the league, if you have any questions, hit me up. All right, talk to y'all later, man. Peace.